Hey listeners, powered up by Mazergroup, this is the Turnin Dirt podcast. I'm your host, John Mazer. Hi Maris, how are you?
Hello John, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for coming. We've been trying to do this for a while, so it's an absolute pleasure to have you on. Maris is a precision technology consultant here at Mazergroup, but you have a past that I'd like to get into first. I'm going to tell you that, as I said, what I know about you. Obviously, we met each other when you were working at KF. I'm not sure how many years we were there for, but before then, I know you kind of got connected to KF through Mr. Mahar as when you were a bartender. Is that correct?
You got it.
Okay, that's all that I know then. And that was in the UK, or where was that?
Yeah, Ireland.
Ireland, yeah. Okay, and then, but you're originally from Latvia.
You got it.
Okay, so born in Latvia. Were you a farm boy in Latvia?
Negative. Zero.
What happened? What was going on in Latvia? Like, kind of.
Long story short, did not complete university completely. Just started to work.
Yep.
And then
yeah,
that was a little bit more important
answer
than studying at that time.
Yep. Answer to 99 questions out of 100, which is money.
Yeah. And then I did economy back home. I think I did 3 or 4 years. Started working at very new project for Latvia. And it was alternative or a Starbucks chain here.
Really?
Yeah, coffee shops.
Gotcha.
You guys, I say you,
yeah,
because I talked to you both guys. Sorry,
yeah, that's okay,
John. So, what happened was Latvia was part of Soviet Union.
Yep.
And the economy was not that great after getting independence. So. Funny story is we were looking at cleaning up some old farmyards here, maybe 5 years ago. So we saw old magazines and journals where there were advertisements from year like 64 or something like that, where they were advertising the washing machines.
Yeah, like clothes washing machines?
Yeah, washing machines, toasters. And that was something that I did not know existed in years 80 or something in Latvia. So,
really,
damn, Soviets took so much away from us.
Really,
yeah.
That's interesting that you say that. So, like in the 80s is what you're talking. Like, so not to date you, but I'm an 80s boy. I do so. But like, there was like washing machines. Like, oh my God, you had no idea.
No idea about toasters. So I was born in 79.
Yeah.
So I would remember like late 80s probably,
Sure.
So when I was 10 years old, I kind of started remembering my life.
Yeah. That's okay.
And washing machine wasn't the toaster. I didn't know what is it.
Really?
Yes.
So how were you making toast then? Just over the fire, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. No toast. Like, I guess you'd pan fry a little bit, but
just floppy
toast.
Bread over there and the Latvianese.
Fried bread, yeah.
You got it.
The Latvianese.
Not much floppy though. On the bread topic though, back home bread is tastier.
Yeah,
I must say.
Okay.
Maybe if you would buy like specialty places here, it would be. But there's a lot of black bread consumed, and you got like nuts in there and all. It's really nice bread.
It's more like a homemade like bread that you're used to. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of manufactured. Well, all bread is manufactured, but it doesn't have a manufactured taste compared to a homemade loaf of bread. Yeah.
My bread doesn't go rotten in like 10 days, so something's not right there. Like,
you look at this,
oh man,
it's crazy.
No mold, 10 days.
So my wife was in back home in Lithuania just recently for about 3 weeks, just under 21 days. And of course, that fridge was not filled by me very often.
When she got home, yeah.
So she got home, and I still look at those apples that were in there, and they look exactly the same.
Yep.
3 weeks later, I'm thinking, no, I shouldn't be eating these.
Yeah.
That's too long.
There's some special preservatives that go into like not so much like fruit, but like we're talking about bread. They got to know how it sticks around that long, but. Like another customer, ours, his mom makes homemade donuts, and you got to eat them within 2 days, and it's over. It's over. Like, I mean, I don't know how long Tim Hortons donut lasts, but it's not supposed to last that long.
No, and you know what? They ain't fresh the next day. A donut deserves to be in my belly, not anywhere else.
That's right.
Real quick.
That's exactly right. So, all right. So we've gone through the 80s, and so what moved you out of Latvia?
Yeah. So I did a bunch of stuff. Actually, I had a lot of future, but I was young and dumb. Didn't follow it up. So I was involved in that coffee chain build up from beginning. We were looking for places where to rent. I had to find where I can buy the paper cups.
Yep. Oh, so you were
takeaways.
You were really starting
zero.
from scratch. Like you didn't have a cup supplier.
Nobody knew.
Where were the beans coming from? Do you like just?
Yeah.
Did you know that yet?
So beans locally, we did find local manufacturer with good beans. Yeah.
Gotcha.
There was a guy involved from Denmark who knew all about it because Denmark was not part of Soviet Union, already a Western world sort of.
Gotcha.
Way ahead. So he came with an idea and a little bit of funding. So that ended in a few years. We even had like a lady making sandwiches in a back room, maybe 4 times smaller like this.
Yeah. No toast though.
No
toast.
Not yet.
No. But yeah, I did have to find the triangle boxes, like takeaway stuff.
Yeah. So you were sourcing. You were kind of head of procurement, if
From
you will.
beginning,
Yeah. So did you get the coffee shop started then?
Yeah.
Before you left?
We built about 5 of them.
Okay.
One was in the airport as well. Yeah.
What were they called?
Coffee Nation.
Coffee Nation.
That was it. Yeah. Long time ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah. I wonder if they're still around. They got to be, right?
I believe they were bought by a larger Polish company a while ago. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Changed the name probably. Yeah. And then did a bit of work in sales. I was selling air.
Please explain. Yeah. You're selling air?
Almost.
Like canned air?
I call it. No.
Okay.
My wife would buy all that. If you're selling, she's buying.
Advertisement. At that time, we had a phone line 80000, and that was alternative of Google or internet, basically. If you wanted to know where you can buy tires, you call that line. And then lady or person on the other side would tell you, okay, we have these tire shops in this area, you can go there. So I was the one approaching every business, going door to door, not knowing nobody.
Gotcha.
Knock, knock, knock. Here is what you can get. Our phone line. So you pay like for address $10, if you want more information, $50, whatever.
Yeah. But you would not mention so you had to sign up the businesses. And they would get mentioned if Latvian or Latvian resident
phone helpline. It was called.
Helpline, yeah. So if somebody called this line, your business would not get mentioned unless you sold them. I got you. Okay.
So I did that for a little bit, and then also I did a little bit of sales in a delicacy market. There was a big whole goods company who was selling delicacies like Italian salamis and stuff.
Yep.
There I worked with a large grocery store chains.
Gotcha.
So a little bit of bigger contracts. But then, it all sounds kind of super cool, but it was 20 years ago. It wasn't that it was very amateurish what I was doing at that time.
Yeah. It was making ends meet though. And
22 years old guy.
Yeah. It's full of piss and vinegar and this will work. This will work for now. And then we'll find something else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at that time, what became very popular and a go-to for young generation was European Union opened up.
Yep.
So all the countries that were already good economically opened the borders. So we could freely travel to England, Ireland, Spain, Italy, Denmark, also Scandinavian countries that we mentioned before,
Yeah.
And you just hop in a plane, 45 minutes.
Wherever you wanted to go, yeah.
Europe's small. And just go work for way more money.
Right. So when you say the European Union, it was literally like, myself moving from Brandon to Regina, like that's kind of the openness it was. Like you could travel freely. There was no border regulations
exactly,
or anything
and then so border regulations went away.
They went away. Yeah. And so you didn't have to apply for a visa or anything like that. You could just pick anywhere and so okay. So where'd you pick?
So first one was UK.
Yeah.
I went to England, a city called Bristol.
Yep.
Lovely city. It's got a big river inside there. And
Bristol, UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of eels in that river. I'm a big
Eels?
fisherman. Yeah, we were catching eels.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the shrieking eels on Princess Bride. Remember those? Yeah.
Yeah, too many of them we didn't eat because it's a port city. There's a lot of probably water. Water's not that great there, but fun to catch them.
Yep.
And since I went to a totally different country, a totally different language, thank you very much, my dad and my mom and a couple of my parents' friends who were teachers for actually forcing me to learn a couple of English words a day when
you were young.
I don't know, 10 to 15, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It was kind of like not mandated per se, but like they really
they felt
that you will use this one day.
It will
might become useful.
What's a native language?
Latvian.
So is that built off the dialect of another?
Good question. It's a very it sounds very different. I think it's got the German language background, but I cannot understand German.
Okay.
It's very Slavic. It's a very big mix, and there's no other countries that language would be similar apart from Lithuania, the one next door. I could understand about 20 to 30% of Lithuanian, but it's completely different to Russian, which is country next door to the east, and completely different to Estonian, which is the next country going north.
Gotcha.
Estonian is a Scandinavian-based language, like they sound like a woodpeckers.
Yeah.
Wherever Russians are like more like ya говорю, paidu, it's more kind of a softer style. And then Latvia is in the middle there. Somehow that little country, which is only like 1.5 million population, way back, people made their own
language. Yeah, and that's your native tongue.
You got it, yeah.
Crazy.
So UK, because I went to a totally different language, and by no means I was speaking it. I could...
Yeah, you could get by,
understand, and create simple sentences. Of course, I was not able to do any kind of, decent work. So I went into hospitalization business, bar. I become a barman.
Oh, yeah. The hospitality industry.
You got it.
There you go.
So, I become a barman, and I don't know, first few weeks, I didn't even understand what people were ordering.
Just make them something.
My wadi, lemonade, and Red Bull, and vodka. Okay, vodka I understood, but all the other ones, zero chance. And then I was just pointing finger at and the guy's like, that one.
Yeah. They'll drink whatever if they want to party, though, right?
You got it. That was a hotel, too. So late nights, stag parties and stuff. Yeah.
It's nice.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
I did quite a bit of bartending in UK, and I fell in love with it. I liked all the fancy stuff.
Gotcha.
Cocktail flair.
Yeah. Oh, so you're like
flipping balls, making
Tom, regular Tom Cruise over here, and you were chucking bottles and stuff. And
that's it.
That's awesome.
That's what I wanted to do, and I was lucky enough. Not really lucky, that by my own effort, I applied and worked lots. And I applied to work at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Okay.
Everybody knows Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
And that was one of the 3 branches in the UK. Funny enough, Hard Rock was established in UK.
Really?
Yep. That's where it was born.
No kidding.
But it got its business in the US.
Yeah. Like that's where it really took off.
Yeah. You got it,
yeah. So you're working at the Hard Rock.
Hard Rock, that's where I learned how to flair, make proper cocktails, all that business. That's where I started to know how to deal with people, talk to anybody, and that still helps me until this day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can talk to anybody, and
you do have that quality, Maris.
Yeah,
like you're very approachable, and you're a very easy guy to talk to, and so yeah, it's good character to have. Good.
I'm a little bit nervous here.
Well, you can't tell. It's only the three of us here. Nothing leaves the room, man. Trust me.
Cool. Yeah, nothing like internet.
That's right. Yeah.
And then it was about 6 or 7 years later when my travels brought me to Ireland.
Yep.
I was just next door.
Yep.
As I said, 1 hour flight. Some of my friends had had a really good time living there, because that was the time when, if you have heard the expression Celtic tiger, maybe you guys haven't because it's across the ocean, but that was when Ireland was booming economically.
Okay.
There were a lot of industrial companies coming into it, like Dell, computer factories, and I think it was all...
what years were this? Was this round?
So let's calculate.
I'm going to guess mid-2000s somewhere around there.
Yeah, it would be like 15 years ago.
All right, so
you got it.
Yeah, 2010, 2008, 2010, somewhere around there.
Yeah, anybody, our listeners can Google Celtic Tiger.
Yeah.
It'll be online. And there was lots of money around, and then I continued in my bartending speciality. I worked in the 5-star Marriott Hotel.
Yep.
I was a bar manager at that time, and 50s were flying everywhere.
Like this is the pinnacle of your hospitality industry, like jobs. Like this is
if the people have money, barmen will have money. But talking about the Celtic Tiger, just simple words. I think there were some tax breaks or blah blah blah. There was a lot of production happening. Everybody had lots of money.
Gotcha.
And that is where I met Jason Maher.
Yeah. And he was living there at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because was he a sommelier there? I think was he the sommelier, or is he? I know he's got his pen, like he's a wine.
He's got a similar history of me. He did that when he was young on the West Coast there,
right
in Vancouver. Yeah.
Yep.
But his girlfriend at the time, and wife now, Jill Campbell, was studying medicine there.
Yes. Yeah.
So they went there for 5 years. And Jason was managing the restaurant in the hotel. I was managing the bar, and we became good friends.
Yep. This is where my knowledge of you picks up.
Okay, good.
Because and sorry to interrupt you, but like Jay was telling the story one time about how, we're looking for good, dedicated people over here to work at the farm, and he couldn't think of another hardworking guy or a harder working guy than Maris.
I'm blushing.
For people who are listening, he is. People who are watching, you can tell he's blushing. But yeah, because you're like the hardest working, it's the greatest guy, and is that kind of, and then pretty much called you up and said, "Are you interested?"
Yeah, that's how it was. So 5 years later, when Jim finished university, medical school, excuse me, they had to come home.
Yep.
And same year, Jason called me up, and he's like, "Hey, Maris, what do you think about farming?" I don't know. Nothing about farming.
Yeah.
But
literally didn't know anything about farming.
Zero.
Gotcha.
Zero.
That's good to know.
Not that background at all.
Yeah.
We did have a country house back home. Like, I know what plants are. I was a country person since both of my parents were teachers. They had 3 months off at the summertime, so we would move to the country house. But no farming related.
No roots. Yeah, none whatsoever.
So Jason calls me up, and in my brain, North America in general and Canada in my brain always was in the back of my mind.
Was it?
Yes.
Yep.
Same thing, stability.
Yep.
Seeing, on a TV how people live. My knowledge was limited, but I had a notch in the back of my mind.
Gotcha. Yeah.
could be good. So I came over for the harvest for 2 or 3 months, was it?
So you called you up. We need good people.
Yep.
For harvest only. So it was to you at that point. It was seasonal work.
Test run. Let's call it test run.
Let's call it a test run.
I wasn't sure.
Sure. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's farming. You don't know, right? Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I've been shaking cocktails and pouring champagne all my life. Farming. Got my dirt. Like, oh, that's a funny story. First year in the farm, I was washing my hands like 10 times a day. Because when you're by, it's...
Oh, yeah. That's what you do. Yeah. It's all sanitary.
Guys were laughing about it. Look at this white guy. He works in a farm. It's 10 times a day. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Jason called me up and we agreed I'll come and help out and see how it is. Family was very accommodative. I had a place to live right away and helped me out with the vehicle.
Yep.
Set me up right away.
Awesome. Well, they're great people to begin with. Like, yeah, both Jason and Jill are unbelievable people. And yeah, obviously, yeah. The whole Camp Bites family is awesome. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So the first couple of months, I got a grasp of it. I fell in love with I fell in love in Canada in 2 months.
Really? That's all it took?
In general.
Yeah.
And I believe the most important thing that caught my eye was people.
Yep.
The kindness, the laughs, the positivity. It all just, I loved it.
Yep. It was just a good environment.
Good environment.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
I can't say too much about the work because it was only like 2-3 months. You know, I only did what I...
Yeah, you did what you were told. And
the point was finger... the finger was pointed and that's what I did. And
what did you do that first harvest? Were you driving?
I can't really remember. I was not driving anything that much.
No?
Bagger tractor maybe.
Okay, yeah.
There was a lot of...
Which doesn't involve driving.
Fertilizer bins that I cleaned. Stuck fertilizer in the bins. Air compressor... Blue Roll and Windex were my friends.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know the exact position because I've been there. Yeah.
Inside, outside, Maris, cabs, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bring fuel with you. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
We all know it.
Yeah.
Then I went back to Ireland because my girlfriend was still there.
Yep.
She stayed there, and a year later, we moved here.
Really? So you came here for the harvest, worked at 2 months, fell in love with Canada, fell in love with the environment, the people, all that kind of stuff. Moved back. Was it a hard sell? Did your girlfriend come? Is that your now wife?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And was that a hard sell to get her to come?
No.
She was ready to rock.
She was ready to rock. Yeah.
Is she a Celtic Tiger? Is she Irish?
No, Eric is from Lithuania.
Oh, okay.
So is she a part of the whole story here?
That's a funny story,
Why didn't you be? That's a big part of it, man. You should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
So you had a support system the whole time, and she's a wonderful lady. I met her, but I mean, oh,
I'd be dead without her. That's for sure.
Yeah. So what a wonderful person, wonderful girlfriend to have to support you through all of these steps, because they're great steps in your life. I'm very intrigued and it's very interesting to hear that the difference, coming from Latvia. And then, with fall of the Soviet Union or whatever, and then moving to Ireland, doing your stint there, thinking bartending is, right up your alley. And then all of a sudden this Canadian farmer says you should come to Canada and farm, and you fall in love with it. And here you are now.
190 degrees. Yeah.
Like literally 180. Well, maybe it's like 190 is more of a way to explain it, because it's like more than like half a circle. It's like,
you got it,
crazy. Because that's where your and I relationship kind of started, because I met you when I moved here when you were working with KF, and we're fortunate enough to have you here at Mazergroup now, and I think it's been 3 years.
Yeah,
and a glorious fucking 3 years, I might add.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
No respect for farming or KF or whatever, but it was the time for me when I was thinking about
career advancement.
Doing more.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Career advancement.
Career advancement. Yeah. Yep. And I mean, you know, at a farm, like, I mean, to my knowledge, you were to the point where you were doing as much as you could there for the positions that were available. And I mean, there was early, and yeah, again, no disrespect to KF, because I mean, they run a great operation there, but like the advancement in that world kind of hit its
exactly
shelf. Yeah.
Every farm, it doesn't really matter how big it is or small. Okay, the bigger you need a little bit more good brains, but there's a cap on it.
Yep.
Because one agronomist can do 2,000 acres, and he can do 40,000 acres too.
Yep. So, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. There was not that jump when I was starting to think, man, I'll be 60. I'll be still steering. And yeah.
Yeah. So that was going.
I really wanted some intellectual, knowledge-based work, and while I was working at KF, of course, I seen your guys as precision specialists who came over, and my GPS wouldn't work. I would call, Josh Thompson. Thank you for his knowledge. He passed a lot of knowledge to me.
Yep. Smart man.
Yeah.
Super smart man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would call them, and they would come, they would play with that monitor, and they would fix it. 15 minutes later, you can go, and then he takes off with his shiny truck, big Mazergroup sign.
Yeah.
That caught my eye,
Yeah.
Like, this guy's work, like, he doesn't have to lift bricks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
no.
In simple words, I'm being very honest.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's really good. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, when the opportunity and we saw your resume come across our desk, there was obviously some conversation with Jordan, because we didn't want to step on any toes, but obviously he thought it was a great idea too. And, coming into Mazergroup with the knowledge that you had, and this is why I wanted to talk about your history, because really it started when you moved here and you came to us with a breadth of knowledge. Like, you were already in tune to the equipment the GPS equipment that all the New Holland style products run. And, that's a huge asset to have coming in, rather than coming in blind, and not knowing anything. Right. So, obviously things have changed a little bit since you've got here. We're starting to get more and more expansive in our offerings, our GPS offerings, or our PLM offerings, if you will. So obviously you've learned some stuff since you got here too.
Absolutely. Let me backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, give her.
On the same topic that you were talking about just now. So did about 8 or 9 years at KF, and I did see all generations of equipment, the way they brought up,
Yep.
I believe we started with 4 combines, and it's 18 now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So because of that length, I did operate everything, tractor, sprayer. Of course, it all started with a bagger tractor, as I mentioned before.
You get promoted,
Second thing was a grain cart, then I became a grain cart master, not only grain cart driver.
So you're the lead guy, yeah.
Pretty important task, actually. I
think
many farms underestimate grain cart master's capability and ability to make that operation in the field be more effective.
Yep, and efficient. Totally.
Depends on the guy in it, but the one big factor is you got 360-degree view. Where in the combine,
like 180, yeah. If that, like, I mean, you can see straight side to side, but I mean,
there are a bunch of mirrors, but in general, combine operator has got different.
Plus the actions, the actions right in front of you. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Header, monitor, look at the losses. These days, maybe not that much. Monitor will tell you. We'll talk about the cool technology.
Yep, 100%.
Most likely. Then the next one was combine and spraying, of course.
Yep.
Spraying is very important here, and it
crazy important.
Probably never stops.
No, we'll never.
You get a little bit of gap depending on the size of the farm or how much equipment you have. Might have a couple of weeks in the middle there, but most of the large farms probably spray throughout, finish off the seeding, and during the harvest and desiccation.
Yeah.
So I got to know all these things, and somehow naturally I got interested in myself, and I started punching every button on that monitor.
Seeing what it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not sort of wait till somebody comes and trains me. Did not wait for, when is the next training or blah, blah, blah. So I started to punch all the buttons and kind of got interested in it. So in farm internally, I was half-ass, sorry my language.
No, it's okay.
Precision guy.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, that's right.
I started to manage in-house online applications like Trimble Ag. Not manage, but do parts of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Also, New Holland solutions. Bunch of stuff on the computer, basically.
Yep.
Did a bunch of tables with agronomist, just helped them out to build them, because I did have a little bit of Excel experience from past.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know, like when we first got here in 2019, there was a lot of different platforms that a farm like KF size had to deal with. It wasn't like in one in-house or one suite of, enter one data point here and it applies to all. There was different platforms that data points had to be entered in. So you have to manage all those.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these days, it's getting better. We have an old field ops that does a lot. It does not do everything else, but it's coming.
Yep. Yeah, we made leaps and bounds to where we were to
there's no comparison. Even when I started, there's no comparison between 3 years ago and now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Crazy.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah. And it happens so fast. That period of involvement in technology is getting shorter and shorter.
Yep.
If probably you would, in the past, if you guys would see something super cool happening every 2 years or 3 years, it's every 6 months now.
Is that right?
Yeah. And it's ChatGPT, we use our own AIs, CNA's got their own, we have our own.
Yep.
I don't know, Terminator is going to be alive soon. I know it. Maybe not our lifetimes, but...
It's crazy how powerful it is right now.
Yes,
and even like you said, in the last 6 months, how more predominant and how more used it's becoming, like just everyday life. Never mind just farming, right? So no, we joke about it, but it's coming.
We're kind of in a cool generation, me and John. We see everything. So there are a lot of changes. Every 10 years, something's happening.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my time.
Yeah. It brings us kind of present day. Oh, yeah.
And I'm very, very, very thankful for that, because if I wouldn't have that experience, I would never be able to do my job.
Right.
Not to the degree, at least, that I do it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm 100% sure every person working with farmers at dealerships has to understand how farm works.
Yep.
And the more you know that, the better job you can do at the dealership.
Right. Yeah. And your experience with KF brought the confidence that you have. And then also, there's mental fortitude involved there that, going out to a customer's yard that has a known problem or that you're going to fix a problem. It takes confidence to go out there, because, there is that, okay, what if I can't figure it out? But the experience, your involvement in farming, everything that you've done to, the date, today's date, helps you figure out that problem.
Yes. And just understanding the mentality of farming around this area. And I believe it's the same everywhere, because farming is weather dependent.
Yep.
It is very important to understand the urgency of keeping that machine rolling.
Yep.
My calendar is, until I haven't gotten that machine going, it just stays every hour I work on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to understand the urgency. Yeah. We have such a short growing season here, especially.
Yeah.
Every second counts. Yeah.
Yep, totally.
So it's very important to understand when that inquiry comes.
Yep.
And people are different. Some people are, a little bit shy, or would you be able to do something about it? But I know what's in his mind.
Sure.
I got to get going. It's got to rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we try to understand that urgency and get people rolling as soon as we can.
That's the business is all about, man. Yeah. The biggest enemy of our business is downtime. So right from you guys to service to parts, Mazergroup does everything that we do, and it takes people like you to be able to pull that stuff off. So
yes,
it's good. Yeah. That's why we're so thankful to have you here, Maris.
Oh, no problem. And then I got many thanks too on this topic, John, because I would be nothing without the team.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, Mazergroup itself, I have traveled and I know a bunch of people from other dealerships, but I'm based here. So the amazing team that you have built here works awesome. There's about 60 people working here. I can go to every office, every corner. Doesn't matter. I go to the regional sales manager, or I go to the one of the techs, or I go to the parts person. I go to the wash bay assistants. We chat. Everything is easy.
Yeah, everybody's happy.
They communicate. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no drama.
Happy. No, it's a good environment. Yeah, it's a great working environment. Everybody's got their eye on the prize, and I mean, we're Regina on its own, Mazergroup as a whole, we're a very well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
we know this business and we do it very well.
Exactly. On the same note as well, I mentioned Regina. I have to say huge thanks to Chris Murray as a precision department manager and all the people working here. We have about 20 precision specialists in Mazergroup, and our systems, chats, and coordination and communication is so tight. There's literally nothing we can't solve.
Yeah,
and
that's huge.
I see with a double capital.
Yeah,
I'd be nothing without the group of 20 precision specialists.
Yeah,
there's no university for this job, John.
No, there isn't. Which is insane because it has such a predominant place in our economy, if you will.
Yeah.
It's such a big vital part of the dealership. It's a vital part of farmers. It's a vital part of their operation because issues are going to happen. Nothing is built perfectly. Not shit happens. It's a classic line. Shit happens. We got to be there to fix it. So, yeah, no, you're exactly right. There's no university.
Not at this moment. There are some schools that are doing some training, like trade school.
Yeah,
but that's a little bit early,
Yeah,
it's not real. It's an entry sort of knowledge.
Yeah, introduction, if you will.
And then if you get it, then you can go to that dealership and get your 3-year university, like I did.
Yeah.
So first 2 years is a constant learning. Everything is new.
Yep.
Third year in, I'm starting to feel somewhat confident.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, yeah. If you're like me, I've been in this bit. I've been involved in Mazergroup for 20 plus years now. Actually, I'm on my 20th year now, and I'm still learning. Yeah. I still consider myself to be learning. It's never done per se. So it's good that you say that. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to your comment about. You've seen every part of the growth of not just KF, but just the equipment in general.
Yeah.
What do you think's come the farthest in your field per se, in the precision land management? So the technology side of things, obviously everything. It's a very, very open and broad question, but what do you see as the point of it or the part of it that's come the furthest and let's call it the coolest to work with?
There wouldn't be just one thing I'm going to say straight away. As you mentioned, everything is involved at rapid pace.
Yep.
Now, precision's task is to save money.
Right.
Or make money.
Yep.
Either or. Most probably it's more saving than making because you're not selling. You're just optimizing your operation.
Yep.
So the huge thing that I can see is these units and these farms don't have only one life. They don't live only in reality anymore.
Yeah.
They all live in the cloud as well. Mm-hmm. And we call it digital farm. All these units these days, they are connected.
Yep.
All these farms are built on my screen. I actually build farms. The unit drives around the field, takes the GPS coordinates of the boundaries. I take it off the unit, build a digital farm. Then we manage the whole operation actually on the computer screen first. We build guidance lines.
Yep.
We build prescriptions, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on a computer before the unit even goes into the field.
Right.
So huge, obviously huge thing is GPS, you know, everybody wants to go. Nobody
straight
wants to steer straight, efficiency there. And the accuracy levels these days are down to half an inch.
Yep, sub-inch. Yeah, like, I mean, when I was talking about is like, I mean, they were back when it was sub-inch was like huge, and now it's like sub-half inch.
Yeah.
Would you think how big these things are is insane.
And also the acres, you know.
Yep.
You count every pass with that one unit up and down, how many times it goes up and down in 2 months of the harvest, let's say. You calculate it, it has a lot of time saved.
Yeah.
Never mind the crop and all the other ones.
Yeah, totally.
So that's the big thing. And I would say combine automation is up there.
Yeah. So digital farm is where it's come, like, I mean, full circle, if you will. Now decision making is based off the data that's coming off the machines and is essentially on your computer screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very good example. One of the farms agronomists called me a couple of days ago. I said, "Hey, Maris, you know my sprayer? When I was coming out of headlands, there was some weird colors. Like it wasn't painting right on the monitor, or I felt like something's going on when I come out of headlands." Boom. We go into our Field Ups program.
Yep. This is from your chair in your office.
Yep.
You get the call from the guy that just did this in the field.
Yep.
In your chair in your office, you go into his digital farm.
This was I must say that this was after the fact.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he was like, what was going on there? So what we are capable to do is we are capable to look at the history of, it doesn't matter, combine, sprayer, tractor.
Yep.
To look back what that machine did. We have all the data, what it sprayed, what PSI it sprayed, when it sprayed. So I look on the screen and I see these lines, and then we can bring up fields on the same sprayer that it did before this occurrence and after. And yes, we realize that there's not really a problem with any settings or anything like that. We determined, maybe the main filter was plugged.
Just from that.
Yeah.
And that was the issue.
Yeah.
That's like, so now we're talking, it's not like, I mean, further to what I just said about, our, the digital farm and everything being on a computer screen and making decisions like that. But now we're diagnosing problems from it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And in order to do that, you need a computer guy like me who understands how farming works.
Right.
Because if I would not have sprayed for 10 years myself, I probably didn't know what main filter is.
Yeah.
As a, computer guy.
Sure. Yeah.
So, the whole circle comes together. So all of that information and data in cloud is invaluable. Never mind the service department.
Yep.
They get live alerts, critical alert.
Yep.
We know actually the problem
Before the guy calls.
Or at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on a combine automation topic, you can tell me you have combine for 90 years and you're the best combine operator and you know how it sounds and when it does grr, it's this and then it does that. Yes, you can, but you will never persuade me that your decision in that 1 second is better than year 2025, 16 sensors inside that combine.
Yeah.
So technology is crazy. Yeah, we have 16 sensors inside the combines.
Yeah.
It does everything. I shouldn't say everything, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. There's still a human element to it. But I mean, like, you know, I get what you're saying, Maris, and that is that, like, we've come to a day and age where you don't have to be a combine expert to be a combine operator anymore. Yeah. That's used to be how you needed to know the settings. You needed to know, you know, and that information and that education of, you know, of being a combine, experienced combine operator can come in handy. You know parameters, you know where numbers are supposed to be, but at the same time, with automation, we've taken the guesswork out of it, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah. Like an inexperienced operator, you can put an inexperienced operator in a combine and it will do the job. And a very good job at that.
Yeah. And it's all about the consistency as well.
Yeah.
The combine will travel at the maximum available speed for the conditions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've noticed
I've noticed
many times myself, I'm combining, I pick up phone call, John calls me, you know, oh gee, boss calling.
Yeah.
I got all stressed out, you know. I turned down, you know, because I slow down the combine and then whatever, conversation finishes and then 5 passes later, I realize, oh, I'm still at 2 miles an hour.
Right.
Where the automation button will not let you travel.
Right.
At 2 miles an hour, it'll pick you up immediately the next 5 seconds.
Yeah.
To the parameters and the conditions that it can do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what it can do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best part of the job. Last thing. Best part of the job.
Just seeing people.
Yeah.
I've never have a same day.
Never same day.
I love it. Love it.
Different tasks every day, different problems.
tasks,
Yeah.
different
And like you
people.
said, I mean, like with the team that you have and that you have access to via like because I think you guys we all use Teams actually, Microsoft Teams in the chat in there, but there's different groups. Obviously, the PLM specialists have one, and like, yeah, the access to information you have through that and your ability to make you do your job better is just like, it's unwavering.
That was one of the learning curves for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first, all the accessibility and the communication within the Mazergroup. It's amazing when I didn't work with Teams before, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Groups and everything. And of course, CNH in New Holland has a great dealer portal where we grab technical information and there's updates. You can't really avoid information these days anymore.
No, you can't.
Unless you switch off your email.
Yeah. No, that's exactly
phone,
right.
Yeah.
Before we consider did you consider yourself a person that didn't want to ask for help? And the only reason I ask this is because I'm a type of guy that I don't mind admitting, like, I don't know what that does, or I don't know what that means. I don't know what that code means, and asking. And this, with this whole like team being available at your fingertips, did it come naturally to be able to say, look, I'm getting a code. Even though I'm a 10-year experienced operator on this, I have no idea what it is.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
So sorry. No. That was a need. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it alone. 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, different code, different issues. Just knowing which hand to ask for help.
Right.
A lot of times it's service. Andrew. A lot of times it's our precision team.
Yep.
All the guys from Manitoba that are people in this position, 10, 15 years. They've seen all the generations. Brad, Frenchie, big shout out, Chad Haas, Jason Wolf, let's go. There's a bunch more. All of the precision team, we are amazing. And we have a new guys coming in too. Yeah. And no, I'm feeling a little bit proud because sometimes I know that.
Yeah. You're getting that veteran status.
Awesome cycle.
Yeah. Well, it's again, I got to thank you for coming on because I wanted to hear your story because I didn't know what post bartending area for you, which was good to hear. But also to thank you for being a great team member of Mazergroup and doing what you do because, I mean, yeah, everybody in this building is a big factor on why we do so well at what we do. And you're a big part of that, Maris. So, I mean, the fact that you're here, the fact that you're doing well as you are, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll be modest and not talk anymore.
You can end it at that, my friend. You can end it at that. Thanks so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.
Have a great day, everybody.